again so much. It is such a privilege to be back on stage. Thanks again, Gary, and all of you for this amazing opportunity. It's a true honor to have the chance to moderate this panel with such amazing speakers. So thanks a lot for being here with us today. And I think that we are going to touch many of the topics that we have slightly gone through this afternoon already, because we are talking a lot about partnership, and this is clearly one of the key pillars of the conversation we want to have together today. We talk a lot about cultural relevance. Nicholas was mentioning before the importance of being culturally relevant for the single market, while Emily was talking about the importance instead of bridging history with modernity and tradition with innovation. Eric was just saying about retail in detail. So I think that we have a nice role now in connecting many dots. They already did the job.
Not more to add after all those insights. We'll try.
So it's really a unique pleasure, Fed. You always mention that your company provides, if I remember well, the great moments for everyone every day. And what we want to discover today is how you are providing the best moments for conveying the unconventional chic, right, Marco, that wants to be behind 11T. So, Fed, let me start with the first question for you. Can you help us better understanding how you set up a strategy for brands that want to approach the area, the GCC market, and the single areas within the market, such as 11T has done, and how you keep the authenticity, how you can really maintain the authenticity in bridging brands into the area?
Well, at Majid Al Futtaim Lifestyle, when we set up to find what exactly we want to do in the region, and it's exactly that question that many people in the room are trying to find the right answers of how to decide our go-to market strategy, what partner, how, where, and when. And we simply said there is a room that a lot of brands are being launched in the region, in the markets, but they're not reaching their full potential. And that immediately became our focus, is how can we take our brand partners to deliver their full potential? And it came down to two main key pillars. Is we can bring the local knowledge of years of understanding of the nuances of markets, customers, cities, regulation, evolving framework that will be able to deliver, because I think the fundamentals are clear and they're stable across all markets in the world. But it's on the how, and how can you deliver on the market to make sure you maintain that brand success in those markets. And then combining it with a very strong data-driven strategy. So how do we bring, we heard about the disruption of DeepSeek. Overnight, I heard the panelists saying, we choose to be on the train rather than on the track, right? So how do you jump on the train? How can you make sure you're set up with the right infrastructure? And we're lucky at Majid Al Futtaim because we have a huge ecosystem that allows us to collect data, and we're able to invest in data scientists, in a completely new discipline, new to me as a retailer, as a merchandiser, to be able to onboard those team members. The first time I was told, do you need to hire data scientists? Because no, I don't need. It's like, they only sell or I don't need them. But technically, you do. So we had to lean into the unknown. And harnessing that power of data has helped us really transform our partnerships. Ultimately, with a clear objective to create brand love. So you don't want brand loyalty. One notch higher is creating that brand love. And if you have that brand love to your brands, and we succeeded to a large extent with our current partners. Lululemon is extremely successful in the region. We have Lego that has been a great partner, and we're able to engage the communities in-store, online, in the communities. And that partnership that we aim now with Elevanti to create that, brand love. And, you asked the second part on authenticity. It is extremely important as we localize to make sure that you maintain the brand essence. But because ultimately our customers, we heard today from His Excellency that the shoppers are very well traveled and have the phone at their fingertips. So they know what to expect. So you cannot really launch something at a, price is another issue that some brands are suffering from. And, the hourglass with the long neck that you've eloquently explained to us is becoming an issue. So making sure the price parity, service level is very important to the region. I think not a lot of brands think it's important, but it's important to maintain a fair price while delivering the brand DNA consistently across the globe.
Super interesting, and I think we are going to get back also to the topic related to data, which I deeply believe is truly relevant in this moment. I love that you say that you want to bring brand love, emotion, and they are rooted into a data-driven approach. Absolutely. So data are not somehow clashing versus emotion, and it's not because we are in a high symbolic field that we can rely less on data. It's actually the way around. And this is something I think it's super interesting also when you were saying consumers entering the store with an iPhone, with a smartphone, where they already know what they want to buy. But if you have very good data, you can really rely on them to also push cross-selling and upselling. They are coming for buying that thing, but when you have good data, you can also clearly work on let's say, opportunities to sell many other items,
yes,
right?
I was this morning in a meeting with Yehuda, who was in Bulgari Hotel in Rome, and then he went to the Via Condotti store, and he was welcomed by his name, just because he's a resident at the hotel. So again, that's an example of how data is allowing you to provide those unique experiences that satisfy customer in store and across. So.
With that personal touch that we're keeping repeating across all the sessions is becoming truly fundamental to give a customized feeling to our consumers. Thank you so much, Marco. Let's come to your own brand. You are one of the founders of this amazing brand that has a very unique DNA, this unconventional chic that you put at the center of your own brand positioning, with a very interesting also price positioning. I think it's a brand that has, it's clearly a symbol of made in Italy, but also with a strong Milanese touch, I would say. How do you bring Milan to the world? And coming from Milan, I'm very curious, I'm very proud also to listen to the answer that you're going to share with us. And more specifically, how do you bring Milan into this area?
First of all, thank you so much for... It didn't work.
Let's try to see.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me and give me the opportunity to make an introduction about Elevanti that for sure is not so popular around the world. So it's a young brand, and as you said, is a made in Italy brand, but specific, a Milanese brand. How we bring Milano to the world? We bring Milano to the world through our elegance, and who is through our craftsmanship, who are our key players for our product. And we are very happy, very, very proud and very lucky to have an incredible craftsmanship in Italy that work for Elevanti and make our product quality.
Super, very interesting, and we were keeping talking about craftsmanship in these days, but also we started to talk about quiet luxury and how the quiet luxury culture is getting more relevant globally, and you are a quintessential example, right, of quiet luxury. I know that some brands don't love the idea to talk about quiet, but discreet or less, let's say, showing off culture. So how do you really make unique brand positioning out of this capability to really bring a product that has a high level of recognizability, notwithstanding you don't use big logos, right?
No, no. Just to be very honest, we born in 2007, and from the very beginning, we embraced the idea of a silent, quiet, whatever luxury. So at that time, logo is a kind of logomania. So all the brand show off any kind of logo, any kind of sign. And when we started, we decided to go against the market because we feel that our clients, the luxury client, the wealthy clients, they want to be different. They don't want to show off exactly the logo or whatever. And so we decided to start with a very small collection without any kind of logo, only quality, beautiful colors, and an amazing fit. So we start just like with this small idea, and during the years, this idea became an outfit and a lifestyle. So now everybody speak about the quiet luxury, but we are quiet luxury from the very beginning. We want to sell quality. We are obsessed by quality, and Made in Italy stand for quality. And so we are very proud to be one of the first brand that trust in the silent, quiet luxury.
Very, let's say, projected into the future with the capability to read with a lot of anticipation some trends that would have become then generally relevant for everyone. Fayed, more broadly speaking, talking about Italian excellence and Italian DNA, how do you bring Italian DNA through your own unique experiences and the great moments that you build for your clients into this area? And more generally speaking, how relevant do you think is the Made in Italy factor in the area?
But it's, the Made in Italy brand has a quite strong following in the region. And through our brand portfolio, but again, a lot of the historic and heritage brands have always existed in our markets. I started my retail career 22 years ago with Bulgari. And even then, it has a very strong appreciation of the brand Made in Italy, what it stands for in terms of craftsmanship, in terms of quality, in terms of handmade, in terms of design. I think design is a very strong element for Italian brands. And Elevanti really embodies a lot of what the Made in Italy stands for. And what we try to make sure is we are honest and authentic in bringing those experiences to our customers. So whether you're in Mall of the Emirates or Dubai Mall or in Via della Spiga store, you're still able to have the same access, the same experience. We invest heavily in training. Last year we had 77,000 hours of training for our staff to ensure that the experience is honestly translated seamlessly, and you don't feel the difference. You don't know who's the operator behind the store. Because when you enter the store, whether it's Elevanti or a Poltrona Frau or a Bulgari store, you're coming for the brand. And we make sure that that experience is seamless in terms of access to product, in terms of exchange policy, in terms of feeling important and appreciated as a follower of the brand. So product knowledge becomes extremely essential. Understanding the profile of the customers, and this is also something where the data plays a role. We say in our team, internally we joke, we say we know the color of the socks of our customers. But then what do you do with that information? So making sure you deploy that data knowledge. As we understand your transactional journey, your frequency, your preferences, we actually talk to you in the right way, in a modern way that is relevant to the channel that you expect. So, young Gen Zers expect to be spoken to differently, while some of the older generation still want to have the old traditional welcome, the nice cappuccino, And we offer both. Regardless of your age, we fine-tune our service to your preference. And that is becoming extremely essential. I think data, advanced analytics, AI is no longer a luxury. It's quite essential for a retailer in a very competitive market where margins are tight, costs are increasing, global shipping is putting pressure on it, and customers have the choice to shop anywhere in the world. So my competition is not sitting next to me in the mall. My competition is the world. My customer, if they don't like the service, they'll buy it from Milan, they'll go to London, they'll go to New York. And that's the service quality that you're going to compete in. And that's why I think the region is actually doing a very good job by catching up, not only by just building amazing real estate, but by partnering with the brands who, we have distinguished visitors here in this conference. And, that's a statement to the attention and importance of the Middle Eastern customer and the opportunity of what the future can present. So we had a successful example in Dubai. Doha is doing very well, and Saudi presents the future. And I don't think Riyadh will become Dubai. I think Riyadh will become Riyadh, but a much better Riyadh. And Jeddah will become a much better Jeddah, and Kuwait a much better Kuwait, and Dubai and all. Because each one will have their own character. Like, Milan is different than London, and I enjoy going to different cities. Like I enjoy going to Tokyo or New York. Again, different character, different identity, different experiences. Customers don't want that exact copy.
This is probably the essence of authenticity, right? Because if we keep saying that we want to remain authentic, we need to really respect the local differences.
Absolutely, and on that, we spoke about the cultural element, and that's how the brands, how do you show up by still maintaining who you are as a brand, but connecting culturally. So, for example, we celebrated Saudi National Day in our stores, through our brands, and that's something that you adapt. We have Ramadan collections, again, something unique to the region. But the brands find those occasions as an opportunity to authentically connect with the customer and tell them, we see you, we respect you, we hear you, and, we'd like to engage more and be part of this great community and create brand love.
And I think that this goes back to an issue I think it's pretty relevant for you. I read a few things when you say that it's important not to focus on a transactional approach, but build interactions, right?
For sure.
So when you talk about the importance of engagement, at the end the consumer is going to buy something because she feels engaged, and then the transaction is going to happen.
So none of us need an LVMH jacket or a Lululemon pant. We buy it because we love it. And for the people who ask about my outfit, it's LVMH, so I got a few compliments. But it's because of that connection, and it's definitely beyond transactional. You don't need another leather handbag at $10,000, but you buy it because of the story it means. So storytelling becomes extremely important. Understanding how the product was made with passion, with quality, handmade. The design also element stands out. So all of those elements coming together is what builds a community around the brand and builds that relationship. And by listening to the customer, we're able to adapt, give them more of what they want, and grow and take the brand to their full potential in the market.
And it's impressive to recognize how younger generations, we were talking before about Gen Z consumers, how younger generations are getting sensitive to this craftsmanship content and this intrinsic quality of the products. Right?
You'll be surprised how young they are and what questions they ask, so yes.
Marco, let's get to you. I mean, how do you bring a new brand, somehow relatively recent, as you said, into a market that is already pretty crowded of super well-established large brands? And more specifically, how relevant it is to select the right partner in order to find your own way to enter into this crowded environment?
I would like to say that Elevent is a brand made by people. So when you find the right people around you, so the partner MAF and all the team that work with us across the world, you make the difference immediately. So every challenge is for us an opportunity, and every opportunity is a reason to grow. So we believe that in the luxury arena, in the quality positioning, L70 has really an incredible opportunity now, because we offer the best product as possible, in our opinion, of course, at the best price as possible. So the mission is to work with the best fabrics, of course, from the best supplier, Loro Piana, Zegna, whatever, and our craftsmanship in Italy, and offer this product at the best price as possible. And now, more than ever, is a huge opportunity for us. And so if you find the partner, like MAF represent, that sees your values, understand your strategy and your vision, and make things happen, the dreams come true. And I can tell that I'm really proud, truly proud, honored to be here, because in 1 year and 6 months, this gentleman is going to open 5 shops in the region. And pop-up we have now in Dubai, extremely successful, with the numbers which are unbelievable, that again confirm that every challenge is a new opportunity, not only for L70, for all the world. If you have an idea, if you have a strategy, and if you have the right people around you, everything could happen. Nothing is impossible. So we're going to open here in Riyadh in 2 weeks in the Solitaire. We are very proud to be here and to offer our brand to all the domestic people, and not only, of course, also the tourists, that we understood this morning through the gentleman in charge of the tourism that is booming here. So one opportunity for extend the brand again, and also Abu Dhabi, and very soon Dubai Mall. So, I mean, partner is everything. Relation is everything. So it's our goal is to make the people in love of our brand, trust in our vision, trust in our product, understand what's behind the brand. And it's what we do every day, training, training, training. And that's the results.
So Marco, I completely understood why you identified your partner in Fed, but let me switch the question on your own side. You collaborate with some of the most prominent global brands. Yes. How do you select the brands you want to bring on board? How do you build the portfolio of brands you want to work with? What are the main criteria that inspire you?
Yeah, so I think what your question is basically the most important question, because, or the most important decision you'll make. I think everything else you can deal with, but choosing your partner is like, it's like a marriage. Hopefully not a 20 minutes one. And you know, when you're getting married, you have to make sure you go behind the curtain. Because, you know, when you're dating, when you're engaged, you're bringing your best self. You're trying to impress, you're being very nice. But the real issues happen, you know, day 1, year 1, year 3, year 5. So if you haven't really rubbed the surface, you know, and you just were impressed, that marriage is not going to last. So we look at the values. We make sure we're aligned on the vision, on the market. You don't make money in year 1 or year 2. Sometimes you do if you're really lucky. I think with L70 we've seen great success. But you don't see that often. So bold, passionate, and together are our values. And we make sure we visit companies in their headquarters. We meet the people. Like Marco said, it's always about the people. So if there's no connection with the people, even you know, there's a lot of great organizations, you don't necessarily end up partnering. And it's important also to have good communication to resolve challenges, because you'll have challenges. Yesterday we had technical issues. not everything went as expected, but then you need to have your partners around you. You need to pivot and move forward. And that's the reality of the ground. So in theory, everything is great on paper. But once you get to the implementation, things change. And we're in a very rapid changing environment. So if you don't have the right partner who will support you in good times and in bad times. So in good times with Elevanti, we had to chase for product. Data told us we'd run out in a few weeks. And, I remember, we were speaking earlier today with Lubna, who said, your buyer called me and he said, I need more products. You just received product. But the data told us we're going to run out in less than 2 weeks. So we had to chase it and find more product, and that drove even much better success. And it immediately showed great results for the malls, who started giving us better locations, etc. But we never went to Marco and said, give us your brand and we'll give you 5 stores year one. It was a 5-year plan. But there were trust, there was clear vision that we want to go after every opportunity and we'll take the brand to its maximum potential and we'll go after each and every opportunity. And the result has been, we're proud to share the success in a very short period.
Thank you very much. I think that this goes back to what we have mentioned already several times in these sessions about the importance of being patient, but also being perseverant and give yourself longer-term goals. And I think that this is really connected with what you are saying. I know that we are running out of time. I just have a few more questions I would like to address to you. Let's switch to the topic that you are starting to introduce. It's a topic I'm especially passionate about, which has to do with the importance of data. Yes. Let's talk especially about CRM, customer relationship management. Marco, you have a very special, I think, welcoming approach by DNA in Elevanti. How do you play with CRM in the local market? Did you make any kind of adaptation? Fayed before was talking a lot about the importance of training. So how the clienteling ceremony has to be properly set, and how do you rely on data from the local market to push further your own value proposition?
I think this is the most important aspect of our business, because it's to make our clients feel special, feels unique, and build everything customized, made to measure for every client's come in our store. That's why CRM is the most important tools to make things happen. I mean, I have to know if you come and you love Coca-Cola, next time you come, I have to leave the Coca-Cola on the table, and you will be surprised, and you think, how this guy remember everything about me. Same for your purchase in the last 12 months. If I have an appointment with you, I have to know what you purchased in the last 12 months. When you come for the appointment, and I will show you completely different items, and they remind you that this you bought in Paris, this you bought in London, this you bought in Dubai or in Riyadh, this make you incredible surprise. So I think, again, it's all about experience, customized, made to measure for every client's come in our store. Our team knows that the first approach is always about the product, about the philosophy, rather than pushing sales. Then later they will come, and there will be a long-term project. And I'm not interested to sell something now and then lose the clients. I want to keep the clients in our store with our values and make a kind of club, a kind of friend club. And this is something that is happening in our store across the world. Because again, we try to make Elevanti made by people. So CRM is super important. And we adapt, of course, the CRM in every region, culture. Because every region, every culture is different. So that's why it's very important to have the right partner, because who better than MAF knows the hubs of the local clients, what they love, what you can't offer them, how you have to approach to the ladies, to the men's. So I think that to find the right partner is a key asset for a brand like Elevanti, for sure, but I think for all.
Thank you very much. Fred, on this topic, you were launching ahead your head talking about data already in your introduction. Final note about really, you were mentioning also AI. How do you envisage the future of data-driven decisions? So to what extent you really believe that we can really find a way to better, as we were sharing a bit yesterday, capture our own also aspirational clients, not just the VICs that we know one-to-one but in person, but also the larger basket of aspirational clients by relying on this huge basket of data.
Yeah, and current research showed that even VICs are known in 2 stores, but they shop in 10. So you might be known in Chanel and Hermes, but you're invisible in a Zania or an LV. So we make sure in Majid Futem Lifestyle that if you're a regular customer in Crate and Barrel or Portland Frau, you're also seen and recognized in Elevanti or a CB2 or Crate and Barrel. If you're a loyal customer in Lego, you're still a VIP in our That Concept store. So the role of data is facilitating that, making our job a little bit more easier. And it's through hiring the right talent in the team, allowing them, so have a lot of young team managing our social media, managing our, how we use AI and deploy it to create hyper-personalized campaigns and approaches. So you're actually, what you see is absolutely unique to you as a customer individually, based on your buying patterns, based on your frequency, based on your previous preferences and purchase history. What the engine suggests to you and what you react with it will also define your future interactions. So there is no option but to really lean into it and making sure that you grab the right talent in every market. Bring the local nuances by understanding why a certain product did not work. So, we heard yesterday about, getting slippers into Riyadh does not really work, or I think earlier this morning, you should send them more to Jeddah. But again, it also leans into here. So rather than perception, work with the realities. For example, with Lululemon, we found out that our Define jacket is being bought by schoolgirls in Doha. So instead of sending 500, we sold 5,000. And they all sold out, so that wasn't even enough. But that's what data can help you unlock by identifying patterns, connecting with the people in the store to say, what's happening here, and then following it up with a more structured approach.
And it's amazing because it's really how you can rely on data to unlock the full potential of your own brands.
Absolutely.
And so I think that if we should wrap up, because I don't know, otherwise they're going to kill me because we are running out of time, even if I would keep raising questions for the entire afternoon. I think that it's clearly emerging from your words that in a global world, we need even more a local touch and pushing even further, a super customized approach. And data can really help in this direction.
Locality, humility, and data.
That's amazing. Humility as the next really frontier to maintain a truly empathic relationship, and this then is going to unlock that interaction and engagement, which is also bringing as a final happy end the transaction, but it is just the last piece of a much longer chain.
Correct.
Thank you so much for this so insightful presentation and speeches. Thank you a lot. Thanks.
Thank you.